All right, my turn. I am a safe driver, but I had one time where, to preface this, I am terrified of severe weather when it gets to a point where it's going to turn like really tornadic and stuff. I've been through a lot. And I'm traumatized to say the least. There's definitely just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm traumatized. And there was one time I went to another state entirely in order to be able to avoid the weather because it was supposed to get bad. Really, 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 really bad. And I was staying at a hotel, and the experience was not good. Not good at all. It got to the point to where, after several just issues that came up, I just said, okay, I think I'm going to check out, because I had found a tick in one of the beds, and I was like, nope, no, no. And I left at like midnight, and there was dense fog, no visibility whatsoever, none. And I drove an hour to the next town over, in a state I don't know, at midnight, in dense fog, going a safe speed, not the speed they wanted me to go, because they wanted me to go 75 on the highway. I said no, not at that hour of the night, not in those conditions. And I stopped multiple times to try to check the weather, and the data was just not letting me do. So I could not check my weather and find out if I was driving into a storm, because I was driving into a storm. But I didn't know if it was a tornadic storm or if it was just a storm. Thankfully, it's just a storm. But I got to the place I needed to be safely, and the fog lifted by the time I got to where I wanted to be. And then around 1 o'clock, I then drove the other 3 hours to get all the way back home, because I drove 4 hours out of my way that day to avoid weather, and wound up in a really bad hotel, and still had a tornado warning form over the place that I went to avoid the bad weather. Yes, I know I'm not mentally well. It is what it is. How was your day?